Oh my, it's really dark. Why is Jeanette in a bathtub right now? Well, because I wanted to ask you where your happy place was. And I thought I'd show you where my happy place has been for about, well, since my awakening in 2015. It was a hell of an awakening like many of us have had. And I found that the only place I found solace in was in really hot water, bubble bath, and Epsom salt, and as has been newly added, Arm & Hammer powder, baking soda, I guess it's called. And the reason for this video is because I wanted to reconnect and share where I've been in my journey in the last on and off year. The last year has been a careful balance of patience and grounding and settling down into the space that I hold, the footprint that I make. But whenever I start to overthink, or whenever I start into a path of even remote self-pity, or a better way to put it is triggering, although there is a difference between being triggered and dealing with that like a mature adult with compassion for oneself and with grounding tools, preset grounding tools. Then there's self-pity parties. How did those start? They start in your mind, formed from a thought that you may not have been able to stop forming, but certainly once you've formed it, it's up to you to redirect it, end it, or bypass it. And one of the best ways to bypass it is the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is 4 simple phrases that you can state in whichever order your heart tells you to, or your ego is able to allow you to. But this is generally how it's spoken. First is, I love you. Second is, I'm sorry. Third is, please forgive me. And 4 is, thank you. Why did the ego comes into play with this clearing statement? I believe from my own experience, which is all I can speak from, is because we want others to be sorry, or we want others to love, or we want others to ask for forgiveness. The only thing we really seem to be at first capable of is saying thank you because, well, you deserve this sort of thing. But through the last year, and I've used it before in the past, but not like the last year. And by this, I mean constantly, to the point where I actually trained my mind to be running it in the background as other thoughts were in the foreground, and as I was in active job or, speaking to my neighbors or whatever it was. It became that automatic. So yes, that's possible. And when you've hit it, I'm going to say it probably means that you've starting to feel a lot better. You will cry a lot when you first speak it. Don't overthink it, just keep speaking it. Then you will undoubtedly bring other things into play and other people and situations, and you will begin to clear it and go ahead and play it out, first from their point of view if you must, or from your own point of view if you're that kind of person first, and then out to them. And then it will become more of a clearing for a room or for a job if you're surrounded by people at your work. You will see it work once it's worked in yourself. It stops automatic talk, circular talk, instantly. I've never seen anything like it. What other tools have helped me through this year, 2020? Work has helped me because it's regrounded me into my sovereignty. A lot of people have said, well, you're in the matrix. that's a judgment and an opinion, and it does not actually convey to my experience. So that's all I'll say on that. I see the advantage in every situation. It's fascinating what happens when you start to look for the advantage in every situation. And once again, the ego will perk up and go, advantage? What? Are you some sort of evil this or that? No, advantage could mean, imagine a ladder. You're climbing up this ladder to get a better vantage point. So you can see the bird's eye view of things and can go, oh, I see. And I see my part in it. And I see the whole, and I see how mostly it doesn't require my energy, so you let that go. So what does your advantage give you? Your point of view, your elevated point of view, not in an egotistical way, but in a involving everyone around you way. Include everyone else in your energy field, and you will notice that the drama that may have been brewing dissipates into peace and calmness and space. That's what I mean by advantage. Self-care for us that are generally, mostly, some would say, by yourself. By yourselves could mean you and your pets. By yourselves could just be you. By yourselves could be you in the middle of a room full of people that don't understand you. Whatever that by yourself means, don't hesitate to pause any sort of fear or anxiety or lonesomeness that may enter your field. In moments like that, say, what am I going to have for dinner? See, that's another thing that I've done. During this year, I was without a car, and I was, with no disrespect at all to Dollar General, because the people that I worked with there at Dollar General were amazing, are amazing, and they're still very much in my heart. And I send them love and light all the time. I hope you feel it. But the food there was no bueno. Well, I manifested a better place here in Crestone. I manifested a better energy in the sense of what I've been seeking since 2015, which is a place where I am not a weirdo, but part of a community of weirdos. We are normal here. So find your safe place, find your community. And don't be afraid of reaching out to that community, even if it's states away, even if it possibly countries away, who knows. So reach out for your community and reach out for better food. Manifest these things. How do you do that? Well, you just put it out to the universe. I want a place, for example, because I can only speak from my example, where there are trees and mountains and beautiful skies, and the sky is always talking to me. And now the environment is talking through me because there's snow on the mountains, and the animal life here, like nothing I've ever seen. Deer everywhere, birds like the likes I've never seen. So things like that, start literally putting those out into the universe, and it may take 4, 5, 8 months. In a way, I think it's accumulative from 2015 forward, when I first started thinking of what type of environment I would like to be in and what type of food I would like to ingest and cook. Here I found really good food in Crestone, really incredibly good food, from animals that were free-ranged and not in pain when they were slaughtered. They weren't slaughtered, they were put down for the sake of food, and they were done humanely. I know some may object to that, but if you know the difference, look it up. It's quite the difference. Having a free-range life and having a caged life delivers quite a different meal. Vegetables, fruit, loads of water. I'm drinking well water. I know it says this, but it's well water. It's well water. God, I hope I didn't show my boob just now. I didn't mean to move. My apologies. May I not have offended a soul, please. And once you get past the proper feeding and drinking of water and other things that delight you, like this bath, taking care of your body, nourishing it, giving it lots of sleep. That's the last thing I'll close on here. I've noticed this year there's been a lot of sleep. Now, I've been depressed, God knows. Many of us have, and we know exactly what we mean by being asleep due to depression. You wake up as tired as you go in. What I'm talking about is a type of sleep where, well, for example, my usual sleep time is waking up at 9 and going to bed like at 2 in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. But I've noticed in the last year, my body's been like, nah. And I've been sleeping on average, easily, 9 to 10 hours. At first, I fought this and I gave myself all sorts of bullying about it. But as it turns out, self-compassion and caring have allowed me to just accept what is. And I've noted this very week, I've noted the only triggering that it caused me to break down at work for a second, okay, more like 45 minutes of holding it in and figuring out how to ground and not being able to, and then finally able to, was because, well, my trigger was Christmas music, but it was because I was tired. I was trying to do too much in too many different directions when it comes to the books I'm reading to appease different parts of my intellect that wanted to strive to put too much information in at once. And my body didn't get much sleep for a couple of nights. And by that I mean like 7 hours, which to some people is a lot, but for me this year is not enough. And that's when I broke. So now I definitely allow myself the 10 hours of sleep that I may require, because 2020 is a hell of a year and there are a hell of a lot of things happening in the galactic, from solar flares to God knows what else. And so give yourself rest. Give yourself self-compassion. Give yourself loads of really good water. Give yourself time in the environment. Give yourself time to become who you are meant to be and have been meant to be. I know that seems like such a cliche, so let me restate it. Give yourself time to be still. Redirect your thoughts towards the positive. Look for the advantage. And let yourself breathe and have patience. And live in your thoughts in those meditation moments as if things were already okay. Because at the end of this 2020 year, I am happy to report that I am very, very okay. And reconnect with your friends. You know which ones your spirit will tell you. Keep them close. Don't be afraid to make new ones. The universe is eager to show each and every one of us that we are all one. There's no judgment needed, and there's no need to compare. For those that are meant to be in your circle, we'll show you how special we all are by letting each other all in. That doesn't mean let everyone in. Choose your energy. All right, guys, I love you. And for my dear friend in Alaska, I hope you're feeling better, my friend. My prayers will go out to you, Chica. You have not left my thoughts or my prayers. I hope to find you well and healthy and rebounded. And I hope to see your comment in this video. I love you, sister. Goodbye, guys, for now.